Hello, my Phoenix friends. I feel like I've been talking to you fairly often. Well, it's been a few weeks, I guess. And maybe there's a new bunch. All right. I should not take anything for granted, is my point. Okay. Phoenix, freedom from suffering and past karma, reincarnation. The Phoenix represents the transformation of our past. It doesn't mean running from it, denying it, or burning bridges with rage. The Phoenix employs an advanced technique described in yoga as the burning of impurities through practice and dedication, tapas. The essence of the Phoenix is with us when we realize that we have been suffering too long and something must change. We take a stand and decide to live consciously instead of being driven by the unconscious mind and its long list of fears and aversions. At that very moment, the spark of the Phoenix is lit and the great bird helps us burn through our baggage. We no longer run from who we are, what has happened to us, or what we have done. The stuckness and dead weight fall into the ashes and a lightness and clarity emerge. As the stagnancy continues to smolder, the Phoenix lifts our spirits up, and we begin to recognize ourselves again. We may catch a glimmer in our eye that wasn't there before. Look closely. It's a sign the fire of transformation is upon your wings. Your eyes will change, and other people will notice it as you go through this process. And don't be alarmed when sometimes it feels like you're stuck back where you started, because that is how it works. It is, I frequently picture it as a sort of like a slinky, a stretched out slinky. You go around and around and around, and if you dropped a line from the top of the slinky to the bottom, all the points that hit that line, that thread, you'll be learning the same lesson, but you'll be learning it in a different way, learning different lessons from it. It may be easier or more difficult the higher up you go, but it is different. It's the same lesson presented in a different way, and you're learning something a little bit different every time because you learned something the last time, so you don't need it exactly the same way. So the learning keeps going and going. The lessons keep going and going. I would say don't forget to take time out and simply enjoy yourself. Enjoy the moment. Maybe that's one of your lessons too. To find childlike joy and wonder in life. A lot of the great sages talk about that, so it's something to keep in mind. You don't want to just be stuck in pain and difficulty from your lessons. All right, the Phoenix and the first chakra. The ancient yogis believe that our heaviest karmas reside in the first chakra. This earthen center is also called Muladhara, or our root. The ascent of the Phoenix begins here, and as the entanglement of karmas is slowly burned, it rises from the ash toward the navel center. Again and again, it makes this journey from the first to third chakras, purifying our essence, freeing us from the past. It will happen. It's not always an easy process. It can be very painful. But every time you go through it, you'll be a little bit better, a little bit lighter, a little bit happier. Okay, so as you know, these round cards, or you may know, may not if you're first time here, the round cards are the tea leaf cards, and these are here to help you determine whether or not this is your reading. So we have the vulture and the staff. The vulture, depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. And staff, you will be taken care of in difficult times. Mule, someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. Hopefully that's not you, because if it is, this will be even more painful. The more you resist it, the more it will hurt. That's all the advice I can really give you. April, wow. Okay, as I'm doing this reading, April is just around the corner. So maybe this will be a big month for you. Maybe it has been a big month for you in the past. And someone will try to make you do something against your will. And a meeting with a stranger could be important. This is, all these cards are about, almost all these cards are about other people, I feel like. I shouldn't say that. 3 of these cards are about other people. So you're very concerned about other people. Maybe you are someone... I shouldn't say that, should I? Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. That could be you. If you are being really stubborn and unwilling to change, it's no wonder that you may have had or be going through depression or anxiety. I don't know about someone being against you. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. You can't change them. All you can do is be your best self, live your best life, regardless of what other people choose to do or not do. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. A meeting with a stranger could be important. You will be taken care of in difficult times. There's a lot going on with you. It's interesting because I don't see the big 3 here. So the big 3 are, career or money, family, or health, I should say. So career or money, health, either yours or a family member's health, and relationships. Typically romantic relationships, but possibly others. And I don't see those here. Other than somebody trying to make you do something against your will. And a stranger. A meeting with a stranger could be important. There's no indication how. And April could be significant. What is happening in April? Or has happened in April? What do we need to know about April? It's a place to start. Oh my goodness, the cards are trying to get away from me again. Yesterday they were just all over the place. I hope it's better today. So you feel like things are working against you. That certainly goes along with the depression and anxiety. Again, if you're being stubborn, then yes, things are going to be very difficult for you. If you're, supposed to be working through lessons and you are being stubborn about them, they're just going to get tougher. You can't out-stubborn the universe. Break free. You really do want to break free of all this, whatever this is. You want to break free. You want to be happy. Reconciliation, openness, love, warmth. So perhaps, okay, so you want to be happy. Reasonable, right? Everybody wants to be happy. You want to break free of whatever you feel is working against you, whether it's someone or yourself or a situation. But then we have, this could be a date, this could be community, getting out, being social. It looks really healthy to me, so it would be, good, healthy outings as opposed to something toxic. But it also says playing the field at the bottom. Maybe you're enjoying the outdoors. Maybe you're enjoying playing the field. Although that would not be good for a reconciliation with somebody if that's what that's about. So let's see what the other cards say. So this was supposed to be about April. So we have a desire for collaboration. Matchmaker. Being focused, direct. I am really not sure what's going on here. Wanting to break free of something, perhaps a reconciliation. Perhaps getting together and having a conversation, trying to be direct. Have some really good, honest, direct communication. That's what you'll need for a reconciliation, if that's really what's on your mind for April. Or what happened in April? Yeah. So, this could have been something about this was very hidden, this connection. And you really want to just have some movement, make some progress. So this is full speed ahead. So this is a desire for rapid progress. But the growth potential seems to be in small progress. Oh, this one is interesting. Communicate, negotiate. You have the table in there too, so yes. Also, flighty, nervous, ADHD. So maybe some focus issues. Small beginnings, big results, yep. So I think this is your advice. Oh dear. You've got yarn. So this is a tangled up, complicated situation. So it sounds like a lot of communication is going to be needed. If you really want this reconciliation. It's a big tangled mess to sort out, huh? Going fast is not going to work, I think. This always makes me think of untangling yarn. So I untangle yarn by shaking it. When you get the vibration right, the tangle just all falls apart. And once you hit that point, it happens quickly. But up until you get to that point, it's pretty slow. So that's what that card makes me think of. So it goes very, very slowly, and then all of a sudden everything loosens up and it starts to move. Everything starts to flow. And you'll still hit a few knots that will not be resolved easily. But I'm talking about a big, massive knot to start with, and that's what this is clearly referring to, a very large, massive knot, where the whole ball of yarn has turned into a huge, massive knot. I don't know why I'm shuffling. I should figure that out. I'm sorry. All right, what question am I asking here? What am I trying to What do you need to hear? Well, that's a question all by itself, isn't it? What do you need to hear about this situation? Or just in general. Maybe you need to be focused on something else. Usually you need to focus on yourself, but let's see what the cards say. Okay, where should your focus be right now? Oh. Sorry. All right, so your focus right now, yes, it should be on yourself. Mostly. We do have the tree here, and it literally says personal growth, health, vitality, grounded, fertility, roots, past lives, evolving, connection to source. So the typical self-cultivation stuff. But we do have some interesting things over here. Being observant, a new event or happening, magical power. You did have a stranger coming out there. That was interesting. Maybe that it's already happened. I don't know. This suggests making contact. Possibly written communication. This is really specific about written communication. Not calling. I don't think texting, no. Writing. Email, mail, maybe an actual physical letter. I just came across something recently that said that somebody wrote letters. Somebody, you know, the job hunter. Everybody job hunts by through job boards these days. But this person decided to write physical letters, physically print out their resume, and send it to people. And it worked because it got attention. Because it's pretty unusual to get personal communication. And it just was a really effective technique. So maybe writing a physical letter could be a really good way to contact people. It does feel really special when you go out to the mailbox and you have a letter there from somebody, a card or letter, whatever. It's real human contact that, I mean, this says email too, but a real physical letter has a lot more impact these days. One written by a real person. I'm not talking about, I hope it's obvious, I'm not talking about the computer-generated letters. Effort required. Well, yes, there's a lot of effort required for all of this. We have, you know, this big tangled mess of a situation. We have a lot of personal growth needed. Writing a physical letter would require effort. And maybe you need to rise above. Try to get a new perspective on things. Take a different look at the situation and determine your strategy from there. Again, we have connection to the higher self. Oh. Solutions, intelligence, genius, insight, clarity. Maybe you're highly intelligent. It does suggest you need to pay more attention. It's interesting you have the phoenix and a falcon right underneath it. You've had birds come up a lot in this reading. You had the birds talking. That was your first communication card. You've got the crow, which is also about mystery, magical power, a new event or happening, clever problem solver, observant, and omen. Memories and remembering. I don't associate that with crows. But then we have the falcon, rising above, ability, strategy, skill, focus, a transition, changes, higher self, third eye, far-reaching vision. Crows or falcons do have amazing eyesight. as I said, now we have loons. Deeply committed, uncommon bonds, family, manifest deepest desires, all in for what you love, reawaken lost hopes. Inner guidance. And finally, snowflake. So, yes, it's a delicate situation. I'm not sure if this one came out or not. Well, we don't need it. Okay. Inner knowing, true path, clarity, hope, certainty, confidence, protection. If you want to reconcile with somebody that you have this much of a mess with, it does have to be handled very carefully. And you do need to get yourself sorted out first. You're in the middle of a really important process right now. And it may be that that is really the most important thing. As far as starting with a letter, a card, some written communication, obviously that's a really small start. But if you do go the written communication route, that shows effort. Even if it's a really small start, it shows a genuine degree of effort. It might help. I just want to get... I think I want to get an archetype card for you. Give you an idea of what's going on, perhaps. Huh, okay. You got Thanatos. That's death. Thanatos is the Greek god of death. Okay, so 73. Yeah, I think I'm at the right place. If they don't stick together so much, I can't get them apart. Here we go. It is tempting to oversimplify death and sum it up as transformation, but the true archetypal resonance of Thanatos cannot be easily assimilated or contained. Death is ongoing and omnipresent, an eternal response to the gift of birth. Witnessing the ending of another being, creature, phase, or stage has deep consequences for the psyche. We are forever changed by Thanatos as it sweeps us under its wings, making us relinquish control in every form. It leaves a mark of ash upon our hearts, signifying we have touched the cusp of the underworld, and will return to the land of the living eventually, with more compassion and wisdom to share. This capacity is needed in our world. One who has faced the annihilation of Thanatos can face anything. When this card appears, it signifies an initiation into the underworld. When light, grieving, mourning, bearing witness to all that is. When dark, fear or insensitivity to old age, illness, the dying. Facing Thanatos, death, leads us to Aletheia, truth. There are those with a great gift for navigating Thanatos energy. Thankfully, we find these generous souls in emergency rooms, hospitals, hospice centers, and the like. All right. So it does seem there are endings, or at least one kind of ending going on in your life, although I also consider this kind of experience to be full of endings. If you're burning through karma, you have to revisit it and understand it and work through or burn through some aspect of it before moving on and revisiting it again in some other fashion. I know that sounds horrible. And sometimes it feels that way. and then you feel better. So keep going. Trust that you can be better. You will be better. And you are always doing your best. But that doesn't mean you can't keep improving. I am wishing you all the best. Good luck.